Did you know that even in war there are ethics? The ancient people that we know of, they didn't kill farmers and so on in the fields, the peasants. It was soldiers to kill soldiers. In fact, even in medieval times, it was knight against knight. It's the knights who fought. But somehow in the corruption of later centuries, was massive armies killing massive armies. And perhaps it had always been, but at least it was armies. And then somewhere certainly by the 20th century, we're willing to bomb civilians in the hope they will rebel, but they can't rebel against their leaders. Their leaders have an iron grip on them, and they don't have the resources or the organisation or the will to overthrow their leaders, the courage. But they're a beaten, crushed people. This is how you rule, in power and might. You know, your army is actually there to protect you from your own people rebelling. They're your biggest enemy. Yeah. So you find there are principles, amazingly. Don't bomb civilians. You may have to bomb targets. You may have to wipe out their military bases because the armaments are being used against you. But you know, in modern warfare, look at this Iran war. I mean, I don't know how much you can trust the media, of course, but at least it's saying by what it does report that you can argue you have to bomb military sites, even perhaps that you have to bomb essential services like power, because the power is being used directly to support the war. Of course, it's supporting the local people too, so that you are going to be impoverishing them the moment you turn their lights out, bomb their roads and their railway lines. But you don't deliberately bomb a civilian train. You may have to bomb an invading army, of course, but that's not civilians. I mean, it's not that good, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're conscripts. They don't want to go to war, these poor souls. But you can see the pragmatic necessity argument of, if I don't kill them, they're going to kill us. Because they're under this evil intent, you could think, but you know, whatever. And if you'll notice, at least in the media coverage, the Americans are trying desperately not to lose many of their own, the US, because, well, there'd be political consequences, of course. You could say that's the reason. But you could also say it's the ethics of the situation. You don't want your own people to die. Well, you don't really want the enemy to die. You just want them to stop being a trouble in whatever way you see it. In this particular case, terrorizing the world is the argument that you don't wish to put up with. And you're using terror in return. Is that acceptable? The jury is still out. religions it tends not to be, but not entirely. I mean, the Christian religion has a notion of Joshua, which is the name Jesus, of course, Yeshua, going into Jericho and Canaan and utterly destroying everything. And of course the Islamic religion, similar sort of military campaigns. Presumably Hinduism, countries that follow that have done the same, I don't know. But I mean, some religions have a non-violence ethic. Not all. And significantly not the main ones. Well, you can say that's because it's a fallen world. Yeah, okay. But you know, things like the Geneva Convention in Second World War, I think it was Second World War, yeah. Well, it was certainly supposedly upheld then, or tried to be. How you deal with prisoners of war. You know, you have to be humane about it. You don't torture them. We do. When I say we do, I don't just mean the enemy. I've got a nasty feeling we do. I don't know. I just have the media like you. I don't control the media. Can you have a system where the people control the media? I don't think so. Someone's going to have influence. It's just the chap running the organisation. He's going to influence that news. What he handles, what he doesn't, how he handles it, presents it, and so on. I'm not sure how independent and whether independence is the answer, because who will seize it in its independence? How do you safeguard it? It's the same with democracy generally, isn't it? How do you keep it democratic? Or someone votes in an autocratic leader and he changes all the laws. And from then on you've lost your democracy. Where's the safeguard? Oh, in having a constitution that doesn't respond to the current leader. How are you going to safeguard the Constitution? And if you do, how's it going to adapt to necessary change? Oh my goodness, this is a minefield, isn't it? Where do you tread? Very difficult. Of course, the world is uncertain. If it wasn't uncertain, you wouldn't have the freedom and the will to risk attempting what you want according to your present values. And we are here to learn. How can I learn if I don't have the opportunity to experience the consequences of what I believe is right at the minute? I see. Well, this is a good place to do it, this world, because everything vanishes here into the past, into obscurity. It is gone forever, so to speak. Well, at least while you're in this world. So this is a wonderful opportunity for you to learn. Not a wonderful opportunity for you to experience heaven. Only a longing for it. And when that longing becomes great enough, well, seek and you shall find. Thank you, Heavenly.